Oh, my lord, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, yes, I would. I would suck his dick. So what are you ladies discussing?
Books?
Welcome to the Nerd Blitz Book Club. Pull up a seat and pull down your pants. Listen to us read and go on rants. Hey gang, thank you for joining us this week for the Nerd Blitz Book Club. I am Doom. This week I have a very special guest. His name is Poland.
My name is what?
Poland!
Poland?
Do you get it? Yeah, Poland. Cause our technical difficulties and you told me you'd been invaded.
Oh.
Did you notice the German accent?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't put it together. I thought you were going to like psychoanalyze me. I thought you were doing Freud.
No, this is German. I am a kind German. Oh, am I?
Oh, God.
Go ahead and tell him your name.
I'm Fitz.
And we've had a rough night, okay? Leave us alone. Anywho, welcome back to the Nerd Blitz Book Club. And once again, we're reading Star Wars Dark Disciple by Christie Golden.
Still.
Yes. Hey, it's gonna be a while. This
Yeah.
ain't a regular book club where you read a book a month. No, we're gonna fucking go dive deep on this shit.
Yeah, we're barely halfway.
No, we're over halfway.
Are we after this week or before this week?
I don't know. I mean,
No, you're right. Before this week, we are over halfway.
I thought so because I was checking it the other night.
Yeah, we started it. We're on chapter 20 this week, and there's how many chapters in this book? 42.
42.
Yeah,
Yep.
So we crossed the halfway point chapter-wise in this episode.
Well, we end at the halfway point chapter-wise, but page-wise, we're well over halfway. Yeah, business is starting to pick up, isn't it?
Things are getting complicated. The complications are mounting.
Let me see. Where did we leave off last week? What happened?
Last week we left off where Voss and Ventress they infiltrated the Humanitarian of the Year Award gala for Count Dooku.
Yes.
And
Ventress snuck up behind Dooku.
Right. They split up. Ventress was going after Dooku, and Voss had to deal with the unexpected complication of General Grievous being there. So he went off to delay him while Ventress made first contact with Dooku.
With her old master.
Who was having like a little private reception with some dignitaries.
I was going to say some assholes, but that works too.
Some bootlickers.
Pretty much. Because they all seem like sycophantic fucking... You're so great, and I'll tell you why!
Yeah.
So, we start off this week with Dooku and Ventress having a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah, and they're both trying to play it cool because they're still in public.
They don't want to just fucking whip out their blades and start swinging at each other.
Basically, Ventress, and I wasn't thinking she was going to do this, but she basically just says, like, fucking 3 o'clock in the parking lot, be there or be square. She wants a one-on-one fight with him.
Yeah.
To end their little relationship forever.
She tells him, as soon as the bell rings, I'm going to kick your ass!
Yeah, meet me by the bike racks.
Yeah, it's just a quick little discussion between the two of them.
Yeah, which it was way more low key than I was expecting. Neither one of them really, lost their shit.
With the way Ventress snuck up on him last week, I didn't expect her. Like I said, I thought it would have been easy for her to just go up and pop a blade through his back and be like, "We won!" But after she just snuck up to him and whispered in his ear, I didn't think they'd be just going balls to the wall here. They have a quick little discussion. They set their time for after school, and she's going to make him eat dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And she fucking glides out of the room, and then we cut over to who? General Grievous and...
Then it switches over to General Grievous in his little security control room, and Dooku is on the comm link telling him, "Hey, Ventress is here. You guys need to get off your ass and secure me." Grievous leaves the control room with some droids to go over to where Dooku is, and then Voss was waiting in the shadows, and so he drops down and
has his Obi-Wan moment where he basically, without saying it, but he basically, "Hello there."
He pops out and they start fighting, and he ends up chopping off, or he steals Grievous's lightsabers before he can even get them off his belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
He reaches for him, and Voss pulls him away from him with the Force.
Yeah, and tells him you won't be needing these.
Yeah, and then he tries to call for help with a comm link, and he chops his fucking arm off.
Yeah. And then he kind of locks Grievous into this room.
Yeah, well, it's like a hallway. Like, he locks him into I think they're out in the hallway, and there's, like a series of blast doors or whatever that...
Okay, it might be that, but it's a little section. I know that. After how big of a badass Grievous is in Episode 3, after all the shit in the Clone Wars, and I'm sure it's setting up shit for later, but this just goes far too quickly.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I mean, I think it would have played better on screen, probably, the way... Because it was...
Probably.
It was all a surprise, it wasn't like... he didn't quite do the Obi-Wan thing where he drops down and, is going to actually duel him. He was basically just, drop down, take his weapons, take his means of communication, and get the fuck out. Seal him in this room.
Yeah, I guess so, but...
So it would have went by in the blink of an eye on TV.
And it just seems far too quickly for me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the problems with the Clone Wars. One of the very few. They set up Grievous to be this fucking mega hard ass in Episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets fucking offed real quick at the end by Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But he spends a lot of time on Clone Wars just running away. It's what they've said about Vader and Rebels. They don't want to use Vader too much because then it's just like, well, he's just running away.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's why you won't see Vader on Rebels like that. Grievous was okay to be kind of like a cowardly little puss that runs away at the slightest complication. You can't do that with Vader every week.
I guess you can do it with Grievous, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have him be, this super badass swinging 4 blades and, oh shit, he's scary. And then every week on TV, you see him fucking...
Let's get out of here.
Well, he is like he's like that in Episode 3, though, too. Like, when shit goes south, when he's fighting Anakin and Obi-Wan on the bridge of his ship at the beginning of the movie, what does he do? He fucking ejects himself out of the window into space.
True, but I mean, there it's like live or die.
Yeah.
He's got 2 Jedi on his dick. The ship's going down. Get the fuck out. Here it's just, he gets taken out like that by 1 Jedi. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a little too fast. So anywho, because hey, we've got to point out even the little shit that bugs us. We can't just sit here and fucking suck it off the entire time.
Oh, right. That just wouldn't be us.
Yeah.
You got to get
and
our,
I mean, it
our
doesn't,
bitchiness, too.
It wouldn't be but it wouldn't be, like a fair and balanced review.
Right.
But anyways, or anywho, sorry.
Yeah. Anywho, available now at redbubble.com/ whatever the fuck.
Save that for the end.
So anyway, he accomplishes his goal of waylaying Grievous and his droid army, or his droid forces.
Yeah.
So now it's off to take on Dooku with Ventress, and then we switch back over to later with Ventress waiting for Dooku on the overlook
balcony where he gave his speech.
Yeah. So she's just hanging out and
painting her nails.
Yeah, pretty much. She's watching fireworks actually.
Yeah.
Which is kind of I don't know. It was a little sad because she knows that this is probably going to be the end. Well, one way or the other, it's the end. It's either the end of her life or the end of her master.
One way or another, it's the end of a chapter of something for her.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a good chapter or, the entire book, shit's going down.
Yeah, but we know it's not the end of the book because there's a shit ton of book left. Which still begs the question, what the fuck comes next?
I know, right? This motherfucker just keeps building and building and building.
Mm-hmm.
You think you get a payoff, and then, no, we're going to build some more. And it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, but we are going to get a little bit of a payoff here because Dooku sneaks up behind her. Well, not sneaks, but she senses him coming behind her, and that sounded dirty. And turns around, and he walks in all smooth like Lando with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses.
Hello, what have we here?
Yeah, and so he's going to try to be the smooth
operator.
Yeah, so he's basically trying to like woo her back, being like, it was a mistake to throw you away. And was that what you got out of it too? He was trying to like kind of like seduce her back to be his student again.
Yeah, it sounded like maybe not seduce her back, but he's just like,
But like, hey, let's be friends.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if it's that. It's just like he's trying to let her know you were a great apprentice, but you fucked up. Because let's see, he tells her.
But I mean, it sure doesn't look like he wants to fight when he first shows up. It's like he's hoping to avoid that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just reminiscing. Because here, I'll read you what he says. Such a pity, you and I, he mused, looking at the fireworks as he swirled the wine absently in one hand. So yeah, he's walking up with a glass, fucking being a pretentious dickbag.
Yeah, he's one of those wine douches that you don't like.
Swirling his glass and like, ooh, do you smell the notes of the Bothan cushion? Or whatever the fuck.
What? No, it's Alderanian wine, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I forget. Oh, yeah, here it is.
And that's something I was going to say was that's in Bloodlines too.
Alderanian wine?
Yeah, in that Princess Leia book.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny because he says in this book, which is before Alderaan gets blown up, he says how it's hard to come by. And they say that in Bloodlines too, obviously, because it's super expensive.
Kablooey,
yeah, it's super expensive wine, and somebody gives it to Leia as a gift, is like kind of a bribe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. And that part when he says it's Alderanian wine, he does even ask her for a drink. So yeah, he's trying to avoid a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah, he's basically reminiscing. And he tells her it's such a pity, and he tells her we had the entire galaxy before us, but it was just not meant to be, my failed apprentice. So that, I don't know if he's trying to lure her back, but he's basically trying to say, we had it good and you fucked it up.
Yeah, trying to put it on her.
Yeah, when we all know, if you've watched the Clone Wars, he tried keeping her, but Lord Sidious told him get rid of her.
Yeah, he tried to make it like, you fucked up and, you're not worthy anymore or something, but it was really Sidious saying she's getting too strong.
Mm-hmm. Too strong, too powerful,
which I always thought was weird that like he's okay with these guys having like farm clubs. Like Vader's got the Inquisitors in Rebels, and who knows who else he might have, and Dooku's got Ventress, and it's like he's got to know that they have these. I mean, he knows they have these people, so. What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Part of the whole fucking Sith regime is your master trains you, and then you kill your master and take his place and have your apprentice of your own. Doesn't have to be that way. You can, you and your apprentice can kill the master. You become the master. There you go. You teach, and the line goes on.
Yeah.
So it's real. When you think about it, it's really a puss move on Dooku's part. And it shows you that by him doing it, by Sidious ordering him to do it and him doing it, that Sidious really doesn't give a fuck about Dooku. He's just a placeholder until he can find the next Maul which he's grooming Anakin to be.
Well, yeah, which he knows is going to be Anakin. He's probably seen it. He's probably seen that vision already.
Oh, I'm sure he has, but
yeah, you're right. That shows that Dooku's a puss, and he doesn't think Sidious doesn't think very highly of him.
Yeah, because he tells him kill her, and it's a test. Everything with these fuckers is a test. He tells him to kill her. He doesn't kill her, but he thought he did. And I'm sure right then and there, Sidious is like, okay, we definitely got to find the next one.
Yep,
yeah,
you failed the test. You're definitely not hard enough.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's basically telling her, you fucked up. We could have had everything, but you fucked up. And then she fucking throws it back at him and tells him, you destroyed my life and my people. Oh, and he tells her right back, even now, you display why you failed me time and again. Tells her it was foolish for you to come alone, and I never would have made such a grave error. So, yeah, he's not trying to lure her back. He's just toying with her and telling her.
He's toying with her. Yeah, you're right.
You fucked up, and here's the reasons why you fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And now you're going to die because my little bitch is going to come out and take care of you because I'm not even going to have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he tries to get a hold of Grievous and finds out that, hey, Grievous isn't home anymore. So he calls Grievous on the comlink and gets silence, and then it says, that's when he starts to be concerned. She notices that he's suddenly there's like a little bit of concern in his voice the second time he calls for him.
Yeah, and then
because I guess the plan was on his side was that Grievous was going to come with him to this overlook, and they were going to make short
with their
work
blades
of
out
Ventress.
and
Double teamer. But instead he hears a single lightsaber turn on, and he turns around and, well, it's Voss.
Yeah, and she tells him, looks like I learned something after all.
Yeah, because she didn't come alone.
Yeah. Voss is there, and as we've discussed, Dooku does know Voss.
Yeah, he's like, wait, you brought a Jedi? And then he recognizes him. He's like, he says his name. He knows who he is.
Yeah, and Voss tells him, he didn't expect to be doing something like this either. Because remember, everybody, this is a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much. And I liked it. Dooku's like, he says, you'll never take me alive. And then Voss's response is like, we aren't planning to. And that's when Dooku starts to shit his pants a little.
Yeah.
Because I think at first he was like, oh, it's a Jedi. They're gonna try to capture me.
Yeah, capture him, take him to prison.
Yeah, he doesn't quite understand the full extent of what they're about to do here.
And then all hell breaks loose as Ventress pops her blades out, and she starts swinging at Dooku, and a bunch of fighty shit happens, and...
Yeah, a bunch of fighty shit that I wish I could see visualized.
I know.
On screen.
That's the thing. It's like... And I know, we keep saying it. Almost every week we've said it. But, a block of words where it's like, he swung at her, she parried, she flipped over his head and dove down at him with the blades pointed straight at him, and he kicked her away with the Force. That's nowhere near as interesting as watching the shit and would have been.
You're like fucking Michael Winslow over there. Can you do machine guns too?
I was gonna say, do you hear that helicopter?
Yeah.
Oh no, what's that?
Okay, I take it back.
Well, aww. Anyway, they're fucking fighting.
Yeah, it's a pretty good, 2 or 3 page fight.
I hope somebody calls me for Police Academy 34.
I don't know, man.
Hey, not every moment rocks, man.
That guy's still alive, so maybe you could be his understudy.
I was gonna say he's got to have a sidekick this time, doesn't he?
Oh, maybe you're his adopted son. He got you in the Big Brother program.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. Hey, and then I'd get to meet the Goot.
Yeah. Yep. The Goot.
Anywho. No, anywho.
During the fight, Voss ends up making a fatal mistake. They had Dooku on the ropes, and Dooku starts to like banter with him,
Yeah.
As the bad guys usually do.
Uh-huh.
And
the bad guys either start bantering or they're like, okay, here's all my plans.
yeah, well, Dooku starts bantering with him, and he lets slip that Ventress has been teaching him the dark side.
Yeah.
And Ventress is like, don't say any more.
Yeah.
he's sucking you in. And it even says there that, yeah, I know. It even says there that the dynamic of the fight shifts all of a sudden. Like Dooku's not cowering anymore, or not retreating anymore. Now it's almost like he's like, ooh, now I've got something I can work with.
He looked like a man who had drawn a winning card in a Savic game.
Yeah.
Ventress felt a chill that had nothing to do with the crisp night air or the light gown she wore.
Yep. So she knows things just took a turn for the worse because he gave him that scrap of information that now he's going to turn against them.
Yep.
Or he knows a way to manipulate turn that to his advantage now.
I'm trying to see right here, because we're coming up to the end of chapter 20. I'm trying to see if, okay, here's what happened. Dooku's starting to get cocky, and he's starting to get real brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And Voss comes running at him. He slams Voss into a pillar. Then Dooku turns to Ventress, and I guess he slams her into a pillar too, right?
Yeah, he throws her. He throws her, picks her up in the air and throws her like a spoiled child, it says. She goes flying into a bench and knocks herself out. She gets knocked out. And then that leads into chapter 21, which Voss sees this happen, and she's knocked out and laying there. He thinks she might be dead. So then, of course, he's his fear and anger
all that dark side
go
shit.
through the roof. Yeah, so then he turns all that into dark side energy and attacks
with one
Dooku
goal in
again.
mind, killing Dooku. And then Dooku turns to him and fucking starts mocking him, saying, she taught you the dark side and perhaps other things. I guess intimating he knows they were probably fucking too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he knows for sure.
And he fucking asks him how many vows of the order has he broken just to come after him, and Voss doesn't say shit, and he roars at him and starts swinging. Dooku's taunts and shit, you can see his training by Sidious in here. Because he's getting real manipulative, and a lot of this shit he's starting to say sounds a lot like that "together we can rule the galaxy" type of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he tells him right here, I can sense the dark side is already strong in you, stronger than it ever was in Ventress. And then he tells him, Voss tells him, you can't deceive me, and then he tells Voss, I'm not deceiving you, but Ventress is. She's using you. She's not taught you your true potential, but I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's trying to sow the seeds of mistrust between the two of them, and by this time, Ventress is awake again. She's coming to, and she's trying to get up off the ground, and she's weakly trying to tell Voss that don't listen to him. This is a trick. He's trying to manipulate you, but it's too late. He's already in his own head,
Yeah, and like I said, Dooku, he's starting to hook him. He's getting those screws in and doing all the shit that apparently Sidious did to him, and it makes me wonder if, even though he's got Grievous and he had Savage and that didn't work out, it makes me wonder if he's still searching for a replacement for Ventress.
Mm.
He's telling her, or he told her, we had it all and you fucked it up. So there's no way he can bring her back and not have, Sidious be pissed. And you know that Sidious has a kink for fallen Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me wonder if he really is trying to turn Voss and present him to Sidious as a trophy or something.
Oh, I don't know that he would present him to Sidious as a trophy. Do you? What would that gain him, other than to maybe get him out of a job?
In his mind, it could, because Sidious knew about Ventress clearly.
Yeah.
So he could present Quinlan as his new.
Oh, as his new. Yeah. Okay.
As his trophy, not here you go, Sidious, but look what I got.
Oh, I thought it was here's, I got this for you.
Yeah, no. As his trophy.
I got
his
you.
Being Dooku, look, I turned a Jedi. We're stronger now.
I'm sure. Yeah, and we'll see it in the next 2 chapters. That's definitely what he's trying to do.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves and spoil anything.
I'm not spoiling anything.
I'm just saying, shh. But yeah, then as Dooku tells him, she hasn't taught you what I can teach you, Ventress screams out his name.
Yeah, and it's because Dooku's been distracting him with all this talking, and Grievous has appeared on the scene, and he's rushing at Voss from behind. And and he just barely gets turned around in time to defend himself, and so he ends up kicking Grievous over the balcony, or tossing him over the balcony. But as he does it, he realizes that Grievous had grabbed onto Ventress, and so he pulled her over the balcony with him.
I've got to ask you this, because now it's starting to get really weird. What is with all of the fucking snake shit in here?
Oh, the snake references? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
holy shit.
I don't know. I guess she's trying to tie it all back to like that snake on Dathomir.
I guess, but anytime, you need to describe something, it's like a snake. It wrapped around him like a snake, or I don't know. It's just fucking really strange, and it's starting to stick out like a sore dick. Yeah.
No, I think this reference to it right here, where it's saying that Voss dived and leapt and darted and struck like a snake. I think that's definitely supposed to be, he is like the snake on Dathomir, where
Yeah.
I think it's definitely relating it to that. Yeah.
Yeah, but fuck me.
Yeah, it's a little much. I've had enough of the snake references.
And there's more to come.
Yeah.
And again, Dooku starts fucking taunting Voss because he's worried that Grievous went down and took her with him, and she might have got fucking dead.
Yeah, so again, there's another. That was something that bothered me too. Was the fake, like the false deaths, or is she dead? Is she not dead?
Yeah.
The whole time, it's giving him more and more
anger,
fear,
and
and anger. Yeah.
But yeah, the false finishes and shit. Let's just get to it,
Yeah.
There's some more fighting. They're up close and they're fighting.
Yeah, eventually Voss gets him off balance and down on the ground, and he's about to deliver the killing strike, and Dooku somehow reverses it, gets a hold of his arm, and gets on top of him and knocks Voss's lightsaber away. So now neither one of them have one. He's just like got Voss pinned down with the Force on top of him.
What's really fucking funny is how he gets his lightsaber away from him. Did you see what he did? He fucking pinches him.
He pinched him?
Yeah, it says the count.
Oh yeah. He pinches like the webbing in between his thumb and his index finger. That's a pressure point. That's how he made his hand open up so he couldn't hold the
I know, but
saber anymore. Yeah.
It's not worded, he pinched him, but it's funny because it's just like, he pinched him!
Mm-hmm.
How'd he get his lightsaber away from him? He pinched him! I mean, it's what your fucking little sibling does to you when you're little and wants to annoy you. Mom, he's pinching me!
He gave him an Indian burn and made him drop his lightsaber.
No shit! He gave him a wet willy. Whoa, that sounds dirty with as filthy as we are. Moving on, he pinches him, gets his lightsaber away from it, rolls away.
Yeah, his lightsaber rolls away off the balcony, so it falls off the edge. And then we cut back to Ventress and Grievous tumbling down the side of this mountain or whatever the fuck they're on. And they're beating the hell out of each other as they're falling. Yeah. They end up falling like on a window ledge or another balcony or something down below.
It seems like they grapple a little bit. He reaches for his lightsabers, they're not there. And then, again, Grievous runs away like a pussy.
Yeah.
Says...
Well, like his droids come and start fucking firing indiscriminately all over the place.
Yeah, but still, he runs like a pussy.
Yeah, and she knows she needs to get back up there and before it's too late, because Voss isn't going to be able to hold his own for much longer.
Yeah.
So she's like force jumping up the side of this building again, or this mountain, whatever, because isn't this thing like carved into the side of a mountain or something? And as she's going back up another level up to the higher balcony, she sees his lightsaber fall past and reaches out and grabs it.
Where the fuck was that?
Right after she kicks Grievous, and then
Oh, okay, there it is.
so she's on her way back up, and that lightsaber falls. She sees it falling, and so she reaches out with the Force and
Okay.
snags it.
Yeah,
So it was kind of a
completely
cool
missed that.
little return of the favor when he caught her bow earlier in the book.
Yeah, and that's before Dooku goes and runs like a bitch.
I mean, Grievous, yeah.
Yeah, Grievous. Sorry, Grievous. Grievous reaches for his lightsabers. She's got her lightsabers and Voss's. Grievous is getting ready to grab his. They're not there. His battalion of droids show up, and he says,
"Detain her while I go help the Count."
that wasn't very good, but anywho, and they go, Roger, Roger. She says that she has no time for this, and we head back up to Voss and Dooku.
This is where it says that Voss knows it's over and that he's failed. He's totally fucked up, and this is the end of their well orchestrated plan.
Yeah.
He could hear the droids approaching. Dooku's still got him pinned down, and he just tells Dooku to go ahead and finish him off.
Yeah.
And that's when we find out that he's not going to die today.
Yeah, Dooku tells him he has other plans for him, and then he starts hitting him with some of that Force lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, he doesn't have an unlimited power scene.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. I love that movie, but that fucking shit.
Poor choice. Very poor choice.
Yeah. Like I said, I love that movie. I've said it many times. It's probably my favorite one of the saga, but that right there and the no! Those are both like, ugh. Because that's like way the fuck over the top, because I just yelled it. I wasn't even close to what he did. But anywho, he starts shocking him with some of that Force lightning we always hear about. And it's got Voss all tingly and shaky and seizure-y and all that shit.
And then Asajj shows up to try and rescue him, which he's able to see, and so he's relieved to see that she's not dead.
Yeah.
But she's overwhelmed by all these droids. She ends up having to retreat as well. She can't get to him.
And again, we've got another fucking snake reference to the necklace around her long, slender throat, which you know what he's thinking about.
Yeah, that necklace is
crafted
fashioned
to look
and looks like a snake.
Yeah, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
In this last section, Ventress is in the sewers. She can hear the battle droids above her. They can't find her. She keeps going through the sewers.
Oh, and she thinks for a minute like she should probably call the Jedi. Like she should bring the Jedi in on this because,
Oh yeah, that's after.
they should know. They could. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, and then she thinks back to Dathomir because she's looking at his lightsaber. She's thinking back to Dathomir when he told her to take care of it because he wants it back. She told him not to worry about it. And then that's when she, for a minute, thinks about calling in the Jedi.
Right, but she knows they won't believe her anyway. And
Yeah.
especially Obi-Wan, who she's fucked over several times and had to fight with. And, like, how would they ever trust her?
Yeah, and Voss told her where he meets Obi-Wan on 1313, the bar and everything, and when the appointed meeting times are. So she even thinks about going there, but like you said, she's like, oh, fuck that. Nobody's going to believe me.
Which I guess they probably wouldn't really have a reason to believe her, would they? She's afraid that they're going to think she was in on this, him getting captured the whole time.
Even though, like, they sent Voss to go find her, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. One, why would she know everything, but Voss isn't there? It smells like a setup, yeah. She's smart enough to realize that.
Right. So, they don't tell you here, but she does come up with another plan that we'll find out in the next chapter.
Let's just pretend for a minute we didn't read that already.
Uh-huh.
I was reading this and it's like, who the fuck can she call for help? Because everybody she knows of...
Yeah, I didn't see it coming at all. I don't know why I didn't see it coming.
Because everybody she knows of is she's fucked over. Or they fucked her over.
Yep. She has nobody she can turn to that will trust her.
There's only one person that I thought she could call, and that was, what was it, Lassa
Mother
Rain?
Talzin?
No, Lassa Rain or whatever her name was.
Lassa Rain.
That's the chick who gave her the whiskey. You remember?
Oh, the pirate. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pirate
yeah.
queen or whatever.
That was the only person I thought she, could call for help. Because she's talking here about, how she's going to find some help or something. And it's like, who the fuck does she have she can call? She's got nobody. Because everybody she knows is going to want to kill her. Then it's like, oh, Lassa Rame. It's not Lassa Rame, though. But yeah.
It is not.
Did you have any fucking thoughts as to who it could be?
No, I didn't know. I thought she would eventually call Obi-Wan.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You know, now that I think about it, the only Jedi who would possibly trust her would be Anakin. Because she told Anakin the truth about Ahsoka.
Yeah, that's true.
So she could have reached
true.
out
I
to
forgot about
him. I just thought of it now. Because, yeah, in those episodes at the end of Season 5, Anakin came after her and she flat out told him the truth. And
right, because he thought she set up Ahsoka, right?
Yeah. Because...
Yeah, he thought she was part of the setup.
Yeah, because the person who fucked Ahsoka made it look like it was her.
Yeah.
And I think even Ahsoka thought it was her.
Well, I mean, that was way more logical than who it ended up being.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Which, no spoilers there. Go watch it yourself. It's good shit, man.
Yeah, no point spoiling that one.
Yeah. But anyway, the chapter ends with her whispering a promise to Quinlan. She tells him, I won't give up. I won't let him have you. By the blood of my sisters, I swear it. And you said Mother Talzin. We know she's still alive, so why couldn't she call on her?
Well, maybe she doesn't know how to get a hold of her. She probably can't just invoke her name and she shows up.
Yeah, but I think Mother Talzin told her at one point, I'll always be watching out for you or something.
Yeah, that's true.
So...
Well, makes me wonder if she doesn't show up later in the book.
That's a strong possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, she does have quite a few options, doesn't she? Lassa Rame, or Anakin, and Mother Talzin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, she'd have the Pikes too if it wasn't for the fact that they're all dead, probably.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about chapter 20 and 21?
I thought they were strong. I thought they were good. I liked how they he starts to lay the foundation for trying to turn Voss to the dark side.
Yeah. A lot of this book so far has been laying the foundation and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get some payoffs. They're not huge payoffs, but...
They're starting to get bigger.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fucking shit going on, and it's slowly building, and it's still at this point like, what the fuck's gonna happen, though?
Mm-hmm.
You can't fucking see this shit, all the shit that's happening and all the shit that's coming, you don't see it coming. As we'll talk about next week.
Right.
So overall, you dig these two chapters?
Yeah, I do. I dig them. I think they would be so much more awesome if they were visual, if you could see them happening.
Yeah, I know. And I've said it quite a few times. We're gonna keep saying that because it's true.
Yeah, we do sound like a broken record, but damn, this would have been great.
I don't know if I said it earlier or if I meant to say it, but there's talk that season 3 of Rebels is going to be the last season. I think I said it last week. But anyway, season 3 of Rebels is going to be the last season, and then they're going to continue the story of the crew of the Ghost in like 1 hour or 2 hour TV movies or direct-to-video specials, something. They're going to continue the story, just not in a serialized television format, or serialized weekly television format. Why couldn't they do that with this shit?
I don't know.
It makes so much fucking sense. Yes, I'm happy. It's a great book. I love this book. I've said it many times. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite books ever. But holy fuck, what we know could exist would have been so much better than what's on the printed page.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with describing like a fight like this, like highly choreographed sword fights. You know, you can't really, you know, no matter how well they write it, it's not the same.
Okay, I can speak from experience because I've made those 4 Star Wars videos. Let me tell you, it is hard to write new fucking interesting fights. I mean, I was struggling by the 4th one of my Star Wars videos. I was struggling by the 4th one to come up with new interesting ways to fucking hurt, injure, or kill somebody with a lightsaber. It's just...
Yeah.
It's complicated as fuck to make it interesting and engaging. And I mean, yeah, you've got lightsabers, you can go hand to hand, you've got blasters, you've got the Force, but still, even with all the varied ways you can do it, it's fucking hard, man. So yeah, I completely agree with you on that front.
And who knows, we may get We could make it more Clone Wars, maybe comic book form or something.
Well, see, that would be perfect too, because it's visual.
Right.
I mean, sure, you only get snapshots of it, but it's visual. Shit like this, it needs to be visual, because you can't be that intricate on the printed page. I think the Star Wars novels that work best are like the noir ones, like those Coruscant Night books.
Yeah.
Maybe like some of the political ones, those would work better because there's not a lot of fighting. And
yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of action or fighting in the Darth Plagueis book.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was a lot of mystery and intrigue and political machinations.
Yeah, and there really wasn't that much fighting. There was some. There wasn't a ton in that Obi-Wan novel.
Yeah. I still haven't read that.
It was mostly like relationship stuff and not political, but maneuvering of people.
It's political, but not in the political sense of like, okay, we've got to pass this bill.
Yeah, not like in the sense of the prequels political.
Yeah, it's more like fucking WWE backstage politics shit like that. People jockeying for position and whatnot.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That type of shit works well on the printed page.
Yeah.
Sometimes fights can too. There are some authors that can make it interesting, but in a book like this, and again, I've said it many times, Christie Golden, she's doing a great job. But a book like this where there's just so much fighting, it gets repetitive and tiring.
Yeah.
Anything else you need to say before we get into our thank yous? And
no, I don't think so.
Okay. So let's move into our thank yous and get the fuck out of here, all right?
All right.
For the intro, the two voice actresses are Batcat37 and @TESD Groupie. Thanks to both of them. It's still pretty fucking funny to me. And I know that's gross to say since I wrote it, but I don't care. It's good. I like what I do. For the intro music, thanks to @TheJSarge. Come on, we all love the work this fucking dude does. Listen to his podcast, Jeff Knows Nothing. That's Jeff with one F. For our logo, always thanks to the incredible @SherrySays. She's got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sherry Archinoff, I believe.
That sounds right.
I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, we got a horror shit, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
We're part of the High Altitude Podcast Network, which you can find at highaltpod.net. You can listen to us on nerdblitz.com, obviously. We're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on Stitcher, we're on what else? Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think that's it.
There might be
Tune
something.
in.
Oh yeah, we're on the TuneIn Radio, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I submitted us to all kinds of shit, so I don't know where we are.
Yeah, and a couple of them we got bumped off of.
Did we?
Yeah, like that one Listen FM or whatever the fuck it was. That was like, we had 2 episodes out. We can talk about that later. It's not that interesting for them.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? Oh, you follow us on Twitter. I'm @TheScoobyDoom. He's @Fitzman73. You can find all of my shit at TSDJA Production. And then for everything Nerd Blitz, go to @NerdBlitzPod on Twitter. Until next time, I forgot how I do the sign off for this one. I know what yours is, but...
Oh, I don't know. I'll just say bookmark it.
Okay, just say it.
I did.
Oh, okay. This has been a feature of JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions.